positive. I've been positive for 24 years now, and I'm excited to be at least this close to Canada and maybe on the soil for a minute to understand, the symbolism of this ban. It's not just opening the borders for positive people who are non-U.S. citizens that come into the States, period. But it's also, lifting the ban. It's a big step towards lifting stigma and ignorance and the fear that's attributed to living with the disease, not just here in the United States, not just Canada, but around the world. So, when I look at these signatures, you see all these people who are not just signing to lift the ban for people living with HIV, but people who are signing to lift stigma, AIDS stigma, HIV stigma, homophobia, and all those other things that are kind of connected to this epidemic that is, again, I've said this a million times, is both preventable and treatable, but because of people in the White House, used to live in the White House, and people in Congress, we have not done enough to prevent or treat. So I'm just glad that everyone's here, everyone that's still here is here, and is not dehydrated yet.
Good afternoon, my name is Rosetta Bruner. I live here in Buffalo, New York. I'm an HIV positive individual. I've been living with the virus for 23 years. I was diagnosed in 1986. I was 20. I went into my 30s, my 40s, and now into my 50s. So I think I'm going to change the face of AIDS. I'm a voter. I'm a taxpayer. I'm a tithe giver. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. And I just happen to be a person living with HIV. Canada, for me, is like next door, the next town over. We don't really see a difference. We talk about being good neighbors. One of the reasons that I find this ban atrocious and kind of, I believe that it was birthed out of fear. And anytime you do anything out of fear, you act inappropriately. One of the things I've always heard while living with HIV and becoming activist and carrying a message for people with HIV is the word politically correct. And sometimes in this country, being politically correct is the most unethical, politically incorrect thing that you could do. Yes. So I don't think that anybody disagrees and this ban should be lifted. People with HIV are not a threat. HIV is a germ that's just carried from one person to the other. I think that it's birthing a lot of different fears. It has a control issue undertone along with it. But as an American, I have to say that if I should be able to cross into Canada and cross back an hour later, that Canadians and other people from other countries should be able to do the same. Our Constitution says that all men are created equal, and that shouldn't be in theory, that should be in fact. So I encourage all of you, the choir here, to continue on the fight of a good fight. It only takes a few people to touch a few people to change a whole lot of things. And like Martin Luther King says, there comes a time when silence becomes betrayal. And I think that we have done that. We have betrayed our brothers and sisters and the people that we would host in the United States that are affected by HIV. And as long as we continue to act in fear, we will fuel this epidemic. And instead of 1 in 7 New Yorkers being infected, it'll be 1 in 10, and we'll address it when it's a much more of a crisis. And that needs to stop. We need to address those kind of things here, right now, every one of us. And I just want to say God bless you, and to carry the torch, to carry the message, to be the light, to set people free, as I continue to do. And thank you for your encouragement and the honor to come out and represent people living with HIV in the United States.
All right.